Okay. Ms. Antonio Marie DeMio, Director of UNCRI, Lieutenant Colonel Michael Jones, Executive Director, CARICOM IMPACS. My name is Earl Harris, Assistant Director, Strategic Services at CARICOM IMPACS Headquarters. And it is my pleasure to welcome you all on both sides, UNCRI and IMPACS delegations, to this brief but most significant signing ceremony, signifying the continued close collaboration between CARICOM IMPACS and UNCRI as we work collectively and collaboratively against the fight against transnational organized crime and terrorism in the region. To provide some further insight on the significance of today's signing ceremony, I would now like to invite Lieutenant Colonel Michael Jones to give some opening remarks. Colonel?
Thanks, Earl. Good morning to our virtual audience and good morning to our friends in Turin, Italy. Thank you so much for being present to witness the virtual signing of an updated Memorandum of Understanding between the United Nations Interregional Crime and Justice Research Institute, or UNCRI, and the Caribbean Implementation Agency for Crime and Security, or CARICOM IMPACS. From the outset, I would like to recognize and thank Ms. Antonia Marie DeMio, Director of the United Nations Interregional Crime and Justice Research Institute, who has joined me, albeit virtually, to sign this important Memorandum of Understanding. The 14th of July 2020, which is 8 days after our anniversary date of creation, marked the 11th anniversary of the signature of the Memorandum of Understanding between CARICOM IMPACS and UNCRI. The 2009 agreement ushered the statement of a genuine relationship between the two agencies and witnessed the two institutions working together on several programs. However, the 2009 Memorandum of Understanding only provided a framework of cooperation for the security of major events. You would recall that having hosted the ICC CWC 2007 with the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting and the Summit of the Americas, and a couple years later, both in Trinidad, that the existing MOU would have been quite appropriate and timely. As you would appreciate, however, both agencies' mandates and scope of work are much wider than solely the security of major events planning. Both organizations address a plethora of wider issues related to crime prevention, criminal justice, and are contributing to reducing the risk of transnational threats. Further, the world has changed significantly since 2009. COVID-19 reminds us of this stark reality, and more importantly, has reminded us that we need to maximize our resources through cooperation and leveraging technology to achieve the aim. Signing is a perfect example of this. This expanded Memorandum of Understanding not only helps both organizations with their respective mandates, but leads to increased benefits to the citizens of each and every member state of CARICOM. With this collaboration, CARICOM member states will benefit from enhanced global tools and expertise related to research, the delivery of training, capacity building, technical assistance, and policy support to assist in reducing criminality and countering terrorism in the region. This is all part and parcel of the wider strategic plan of leveraging our relationships with our international and regional partners, capitalizing on our management of the CBSI Connect e-learning platform to create centers of excellence to be launched in the first quarter of next year, God willing, that we can develop greater skills and capacities among our constituents. So today I'm very delighted to join Director Antonia Marie DeMio of UNCRI in taking another step to strengthen our cooperation in the field of crime prevention and international justice between our two agencies by signing an updated Memorandum of Understanding. I would like to thank both the staff of CARICOM IMPACS and Director Antonia Marie's own staff at UNCRI for the intensive work conducted prior in getting us to this point. Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel. I would now like to invite Antonia Marie DeMio, Director of UNCRI, to give her opening remarks.
Thank you so much. I'm particularly pleased to sign this memorandum of understanding today and to formalize the long-standing cooperation and friendship between our two organizations. Thank you, Mr. Michael Jones, the Executive Director of CARICOM IMPACS, for this online signing ceremony. After the ECOSOC resolution in 2006, which gave UNCRI the mandate security planning for major sporting events, our first event to assist with security planning was the 2007 Cricket World Cup in the West Indies. After more than a decade, the security plan developed for that event and successfully implemented by CARICOM IMPACS still represents a milestone for security planning of co-hosted major sporting events. This plan was designed to ensure free movement of spectators among 8 different member states. We successfully balanced the security needs with full enjoyment of the events by both the spectators and the local population. More importantly, the legacy of our cooperation continues to produce beneficial effects thanks to the commitment of CARICOM IMPACS. Together, we created a very effective platform to facilitate efficient use of resources and effective mutual support, while also enhancing security and crime prevention across the region. In the last few years, through the partnership with the Organization of American States, we have had the privilege to implement several technical activities in the Caribbean, including trainings and workshops on major events security and tourism security in Antigua and Barbuda, Barbados, Jamaica, St. Lucia, and Trinidad and Tobago. On all these occasions, CARICOM IMPACS has been by our side as a trusted and reliable partner, supporting the identification of relevant authorities and involving target groups in member countries. Most recently, we started planning virtual training activities for early 2021. In the post-COVID-19 pandemic era, which we hope will come very soon, we look forward to resuming in-person activities and to enjoying the beautiful nature of the Caribbean. Marking this fruitful relationship already established between our two organizations, I'm proud to sign this memorandum of understanding on behalf of UNCRI, formalizing our natural partnership and providing a framework for further joint activities in the future. We look forward to promoting this effective model of regional cooperation across the globe. Thank you so much.
And thank you, ma'am. As we follow today's agenda, we now come to the most significant part of this morning's meeting, which is the signing of the MOU. I now invite both parties to so do.
Reminded me of when I got married. Okay. Well, it is a partnership.
It is a partnership, important partnership. I've signed.
It's just that
it's not coming across on the camera, but I've signed.
Leave out the part where we say till death do us part.
Yes. As have I. Thank you.
Both parties have signed. So we now invite everyone to en masse take a deep breath, because the ICT support staff will now take a group photo. So make sure you're staring directly at your camera. Hold your breath for a few minutes. Eyes as to when they have completed their task. I will then invite Mr. Calixtus Joseph, our Regional Crime and Security Strategy Coordinator, to give the vote of thanks. Ruben, are you all ready?
All right, photos have been taken. Thank you.
I thank you, sir. Colleagues, we can now breathe while Mr. Calixtus Joseph gives the vote of thanks to bring an end to the formal part of today's proceeding. Mr. Joseph?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Executive Director of CARICOM IMPACS, Lieutenant Colonel Michael Jones, Director of the United Nations Interregional Crime and Justice Research Institute, Ms. Antonia Marie Di Mio, Mr. Chairman, valued viewers, participants, and colleagues. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to have been requested to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. The late American poet and civil rights activist Maya Angelou once said, "To make a difference is not a matter of accident, a matter of casual occurrence of the tides. People choose to make a difference." I dare say that rings true for institutions. Institutions choose to make a difference. Making a difference is a concerted and concentrated effort. Today, we witness two agencies, CARICOM IMPACS and UNCRI, which chose to make a difference to advance justice, crime prevention, security, and the rule of law in support of peace, human rights, and sustainable development. A difference to improve the lives of the millions of persons in the region by coming together to pursue practical activities to promote peaceful, just, and inclusive societies, free from crime and violence. The signing of this updated Memorandum of Understanding underscores this commitment to make a difference. So, on behalf of CARICOM IMPACS, I would like to extend and express massive gratitude to all those involved in the process, which led to today's signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between our two institutions. I would like to thank the leadership of CARICOM IMPACS, Lieutenant Colonel Michael Jones, and the leadership of UNCRI, Ms. Antonia Marie Di Mio, who both see value, and I am sure have high expectations in establishing this memorandum. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation for Mr. Rufus Ferdinand of CARICOM IMPACS and Mr. Ducio Mazares of UNCRI, who both worked tirelessly during the negotiations of the MOU. Thanks also to Mr. Roger Belgrade and Mr. Kevon Patrick and the numerous staff at both institutions who did much of the legwork to get this ceremony off the ground. I am certain this MOU that was signed today will mark the beginning of a long and fruitful collaboration for the benefits of all the citizens of this region. Viewers, thank you for being with us today, and we look forward to the implementation of the MOU. I thank you.